This particular company, Wheelworks, has been serving communities here in Massachusetts since 1997, and it's recognized locally and nationally for obvious reasons as one of the best places around to get a bike or to have one repaired. I think Clint said they repair 27,000 bikes a year. 27,000 bikes a year get repaired. And needless to say, the single biggest repair. Come on, guys. Flat tire. There you go. Thank you, Steve. The people who are working here obviously not only help people find what they're looking for, but there's obviously a ton of stuff in addition to the bike that can be part of what people are looking for when they're in here shopping. And they obviously support lots of amateur cycling teams, clubs, charity rides, and other kinds of events. It's nice to see a company like this continue to thrive despite all the issues that we all deal with associated with COVID. Today we're here to remind everybody that Saturday, August 29th and Sunday, August 30th is the Commonwealth's annual sales tax holiday. That will be the weekend when no one has to pay sales tax on anything less than $2,500. I'm chuckling because I constantly hear from friends of mine about how much they look forward to having an opportunity to give it to me in a big way on sales tax weekend. A tax break's always good for the taxpayers, obviously, but this year in particular, we really want everybody to think about taking advantage of the chance that this provides for you to go shop in your locally owned, locally operated businesses in your community. And that's why today we're also launching a statewide campaign called My Local MA, as in My Local Massachusetts. The campaign will be run through the Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development and the Mass Office of Travel and Tourism, and it will run through the end of the year. It's an effort to encourage people to shop locally and to make travel plans within Massachusetts. It's also an effort to remind people that their behavior matters. More information about how to do it and why it's so important to support local businesses and small businesses, you can check out mylocalma.com. Lieutenant Governor is going to talk more about some of the details around the campaign, but I want to reiterate that this year in particular, this sales tax holiday is very important and particularly important for local businesses in your communities. We would urge you all to get out and to shop safely, wear a face covering, and maintain social distancing. And if you aren't headed to a brick and mortar store and you're going to purchase online this weekend, obviously those will qualify as well, but we would urge you to use again, companies and organizations that are part of your community here in the Commonwealth of Mass. Nobody will pay sales taxes on those purchases either, even if the delivery of the item occurs after the sales tax holiday weekend is over. So please show your support for the local businesses in your community and get out this weekend and buy something and take advantage of the opportunity not to have to send 6% to the Commonwealth. This weekend, when you do go out, don't forget to bring your mask. That's an important part of sort of what I would describe as the gear, to use a word that would be very familiar to anybody in the bike business. When you're out, make sure your gear includes a face covering because that is a big part of how we keep each other safe. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you, Governor. As the Governor mentioned, to coincide with this year's sales tax holiday, this weekend will mark the start of our My Local MA, My Local Massachusetts ad campaign. Between this weekend and the end of the year, the goal of this campaign is to continually remind people that where you shop, dine, and travel matters. Local businesses, many of which are family-owned, like Wheelworks, are strong contributors to the history and character of our main streets, our downtowns, and our villages. They also employ people from the area, and of course, whether it's a shop or a restaurant, they fill a key need in our communities. In line with this year's sales tax holiday, we are launching an advertising campaign this Friday, with $2 million being made available through the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism and the Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development, with $500,000 from Mott Trust and $1.5 million from the Federal Coronavirus Relief Fund. The My Local MA campaign was developed as a response to the economic impact the COVID-19 pandemic has had on our local businesses and our communities. This statewide ad campaign encourages consumers to support their local economies by shopping at Massachusetts businesses and attractions safely, in person, online, using curbside pickup or takeout. Whatever approach works for you, do it. I think everyone knows we all have a role to play in our safety, but we all have a role to play in supporting our local businesses and enhancing our economy. That's why we're timing the launch of this effort with this weekend's sales tax holiday. Our goal is to promote the idea that when we all buy local, we're doing our part to preserve the Massachusetts we know and love so much. Massachusetts-based businesses keep our economy running, and spending locally means good things for our statewide and local economies. We're also emphasizing the need to shop safely, which includes masking up, and when you visit these local businesses. As these ads will say, we are encouraging people to put your money where your heart is, right here in Massachusetts. Over the next several months, you'll find our campaign across social media, on the web, on billboards, on radio and TV, and print publications, and more. We'll work with the 16 regional tourism councils to help implement the overall marketing strategies that encourage residents to purchase products and travel within Massachusetts. Many of these RTCs are connected to chambers of commerce, made up of merchants, restaurants, and downtown partnerships, and they know their local economies best. You can learn more about the campaign and download resources at findmylocalma.com.